Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. We're trying to get our stream going here. We're having some camera problems today for some reason. Something updated on us, and not sure why we aren't able to get our transparent background and some other things working here. So we'll get going here shortly on our Final Fantasy XIV stream. Get the game fired up here. So how are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing all right. Let us know down in the comments if you'd like. Of course, if you just prefer to lurk and enjoy the atmosphere with us, that's fine too. We're happy to have you here. All right, so we'll get going with our goldsmithing here. We've just got the goldsmith, leather worker, I think, and alchemist and culinarian. Oh, schoolmaster, our apprentices wish to consult you regarding the orchestrion they intend to make for the Sultana. You will find them over by Chakra Falls, their favorite place to convene when they have something to hide. And while you are there, could you please tell them they are needed at the workshop? As it happens, they have other tasks requiring their attention. Ah, Schoolmaster Adventurer. You'll never guess, but we've already begun working on the orchestrion and without Miss Emelos's knowledge because we wanted to see how well we could do by ourselves. Like before, we've divided up the tasks between the three of us, and I'm in charge of the cylinder. Each of the parts are ready already, and all that remains is to join them together. Oh, and also apply the finishing touches and affix the gemstones, but these two things we'd like to entrust to you, seeing as the gemworks wouldn't be, well, the gemworks without you. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we'd appreciate it if you and Miss Emeloth could examine our work to make certain everything is up to scratch. Chief, mind taking a look at this for me? It's the case for the orchestrion. Fitting the wooden bits together was a deal harder than I expected, but I kept at it till it all came together. Or leastwise, I think it did. Miss Emelos needs us back. Ah, bugger. We was supposed to unload the supplies. Knew I forgot something. So, we've been working on the orchestrion in secret. The adornments are my task, and I was hoping you could tell me how good, or shite, a job I did. At first we was thinking to make the whole thing together ourselves, but then we got to thinking some more. You and your Grace go back a long way, right? Well, it seemed to us the tribute would be all the more special if you was to handle the finishing touches, attach the gemstones and all that. you've spoken with our apprentices? So, what manner of mischief has been keeping them up late at night? I guess I better switch my scene here, shouldn't I? Let's try this again. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. Something's gone wrong this week. All right, you've spoken with our apprentices, so what manner of mischief has been keeping them up late at night? They made all these things. They made all of these completely unaided? If they want my honest opinion, it's good enough to assemble and present to the Sultana. With this degree of polish, there's no reason why they couldn't handle the rest themselves. Yet, I can appreciate the sentimental value in entrusting the finishing touches and the gemstones to you. As our apprentices say, the gemworks wouldn't be what it is without you, and as the Sultana's personal friend, your involvement would imbue the tribute with greater meaning. In addition to symbolizing her grace's faith in us, the gemstones represent the cherished memories of her mother. If any one of us here should have the honor of breathing new life into them, it is you. With that, I shall leave you to it. Remember, should you require additional supplies, you need but speak with Kanchana. I look forward to beholding the finished orchestrion in all its glory. Alright, well we can make that then. Sample. Oh, we're doing the tribute. Okay. Ready. Let's see. If we mess it up, we'll do another. That's nice. There. Got it. Is it ready, schoolmaster? The orchestrion? Gods, I believe I am getting butterflies in spite of myself. Oh my, this is magnificent. A more refined and elegant orchestrion I have never seen. Why, I can already see it gracing the Sultana's chamber, its music imbuing her slumber with sweet dreams. Such a grand tribute calls for a grand occasion in which to present it, and as the creators, suffice it to say, you and the apprentices must be in attendance. I shall arrange for the Crown Gemworks to have an audience with Her Grace. Until that time, let all keep the nature of the tribute in confidence. The orchestrion I shall leave in your safe keeping, and, at the appointed hour, pray take it to the palace entrance on the royal promenade. State your business to the Sultan sworn on duty, and he will show you in. I shall see you there. Good old Bartholomew over in Ulda. Ah, Anne of the Crown Gemworks. We have been expecting you. You have the article to be presented, I trust? Yes, I do. It's gift wrap, too. Very good. Lest you wonder, your colleagues have already arrived. I shall take you to join them. Her Grace will receive you in her chambers. Be at ease, my friends. I am informed you are come with a gift? Yes, Your Grace, a humble token of gratitude from the apprentice goldsmiths for the generosity you have shown them. Do mine eyes deceive? Does it not please you, Your Grace? How should it not please me? 'Tis the very thing I desired, yet was resigned never to find. And the jewels that adorn it, they are familiar to me, and comfortingly so. Could they be... Indeed, Your Grace, we took the liberty of using the jewels from your Lady Mother's crown. I think she likes it. May I try it? Naught would please us more, Your Grace. Was a collaboration between the apprentices who crafted and assembled the primary components and their schoolmaster, adventurer, who handled the finishing touches. I gave the crown willingly, expecting naught in return, yet here it is returned to me and reborn in magnificent form. I am grateful beyond words. Not only for this gift, but also what it represents. You're coming into your own as goldsmiths, ready to contribute to the future of your homeland. From the first, I had every faith in you, Anne, but even so I dared not hope that this day would come so soon. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. A happier audience we couldn't have expected. Now then, ere we return to Ralger's Reach, may I suggest we gather at the Goldsmiths Guild? Oh, hey Lily. Yeah, doing okay today. Fired up the streaming, and my camera software decided it didn't want to present any background removal, so we're just looking at my bare wall behind me today. Very strange. I'm not sure how that's happened. I had some other folks last night saying they had run into some problems when they updated some stuff as well. So there's some updates this week. Not sure if it's Windows related or just camera software related. One person thought it was OBS related, but I didn't update my OBS, so I'm not sure. Maybe a combination of things for all we know. So anyways, just a slightly different view today of the camera. But yeah, we're about to finish up the goldsmithing here. How are you doing yourself? What's been going on with you today? You set out to repay the Sultana, and you have succeeded in the grandest fashion. I am truly happy for you. Master Marcel beheld the Orchestrion for the first time and was deeply impressed. He makes his way here even as we speak, doubtless with words of praise, though, if I may add, when he called, he sounded uncharacteristically flustered. Oh, not much, just glad the week is almost over. Yeah, understand that. We have a situation on our hands. Oh dear, what could this be about? No sooner did I return to Esthames than I was flooded with orders for the selfsame Orchestrion that you presented to the Sultana. It seems that word has gotten out of the Crown Gemworks tribute for her grace, while Ul'dah is not, if not rife with rumors, that it happened with such speed beggars belief. That's passing odd. No one else was in attendance save ourselves, and afterwards we came directly to the guild. Oh, I'm so sorry. It was me. On the way here, I bumped into Momodi, and I might have let it slip. I see. If Miss Momodi knows, then 'tis fair to say that so does everyone. Far be it her Grace's intent to publicize her initiative, but neither did she expressly forbid us from speaking. You've done no ill, Miss Serendipity. On the contrary, you've done extremely well from the perspective of commerce. The merchant in me is fairly giddy at the opportunities this presents. So, what say you all? Might Esthames Aesthetics have the honor of carrying Gemworks Orchestrions as an Alamegan specialty? Are you serious? Our handiwork sold at a prestigious place like Esthames? Are we ready for this? Don't worry, brother. We've got the schoolmaster at our backs, remember? I think not. Lest you forget, my apprentices, you are the heart of this initiative, and relying upon the schoolmaster would take the shine off your tail. I concur with that assessment. Furthermore, for all intents and purposes, a product synonymous with Alamigo has been born this day. In other words, Adventurer has fulfilled her role as stipulated by the Sultana, and with distinction besides. It would not be meet to demand more of her. Yeah, she's got to get to Shadowbringers. We'll manage by ourselves somehow. I know we will, so you needn't worry. Yes, that's the spirit. Now, even though Anne won't always be on hand like before, I'm sure she'll visit Ralger's Reach whenever she's able, and you may rest assured that Emeloth won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Near or far, you'll always be our schoolmaster, adventurer, and we'll always be waiting for you. Miss Emeloth, if I might trouble you for a moment of your time, I should very much like to discuss the matter of supply. And ere we go our separate ways, allow me to say to you all what an honor and a privilege it has been to be a part of this tale. Suffice it to say, I shall continue to watch the Crown Gemworks with great interest and ever pray for its success. Till next time, my friends. All right, get that one done. next? We gotta finish up blacksmith armor when we go to Ul'dah. Leatherworker? Oh, we did leatherworker last time. Well, what about weaver? Did weaver? So just alchemist and culinarian. So since we're here in Ul'dah, we'll get alchemist out of the way. That is over here by the Black Thaumaturgist Guild, I think. No. Yeah, it is. Okay. Inner Grindfar. Sorry for the wait, friend. Thanks to your little gift, I heard what I needed from Mumuepo. I'll tell all as soon as some old friends of mine arrive. All right. These two are Papakuli and Cesaruka, the sons of Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern, and old friends of mine. It was they who arranged my meeting with Mumuepo. Before I tell you what Mumuepo spoke of Heartstrike, I must tell you of our crime, the unforgivable crime that denied a young girl a happy life. Oh. It was 15 years past. The leaders of Ul'dah were weak in the face of the Garlean threat, and so Niela Fresna and we had rebellion in our hearts. One day, with the small folk behind us, we meant to take to the Syndicate a proposal of early and open war with the Empire. To lend our movement weight, we orchestrated a riot within the city center. There was a festival, a parade, and a beast bound and shackled. The plan was to set it loose so that we could then bring it back under control. Grindfar and Niela Fresna would become heroes of the people and use that influence to lead the uprising. It was folly. Our plan failed. Once unleashed, the monster could not be brought to heel. It ran rampant and in doing so killed Acilia's father, Warburton. By our misguided hands, the only family that child had left was taken from her. Oh my gosh, so that's backstory for Minfilia. That's so cool. I'd forgotten all about that in this quest. So they let us know that Flamen is actually partially responsible for Minfilia's father's death then. Wow. So that might explain why she took her in. But you raised her as your own after that. You did all you could to make things right. Not like me. I took the Craven's route. I ran. No matter what good may come of the rest of my days, it will never undo that day. I must live with it, and I will. I'll carry that burden for me and for Niela Fresna. Maybe that's Niela Frayne. I don't know how I would pronounce that. This wrong was ours and ours alone. We'll not ask or expect you to understand. It is enough that you seek out Heartstrike for your own reasons, but where our interests are the same, we'd like to help. Cesaruka, tell her. As a Garlean spy loyal to the Alamegan resistance, Warburton learned of a threat to Ul'dah far more menacing than the Empire. Looking back, we can only assume it was Dalamud and what it contained. Never did we imagine such a horror. We thought only to use the idea of a threat to stir the people to rebellion, to drive them to favor war with the Empire. But Warburton died, and with him whatever knowledge he had, and so we could not say for sure what the threat to Ul'dah was. Even so, Niela Frayne would not relent. He conspired with Mumuepo to make use of the Heartstrike. No doubt he meant to revive Warburton and hear from him what he knew. But before he could, the Syndicate took action. They sought to stop the uprising that wanted war with the Empire, and did so by having assassins of Death's Embrace murder Neolafrain. Mumuepo came across his remains and thought it the perfect chance to test Heartstrike for his own ends. That is how Neolafrain became his first subject. Needless to say, Neolafrain did not rise from the dead. Heartstrike's powers were no longer great enough to work such miracles. There is likely a similar story behind the corpse of the young lady you found. After Mumuepo incurred the wrath of the Sultana and was dismissed from the Order of Naldthal and imprisoned, Heartstrike was returned to its original keeper, Lord Lolorito. It was then that I stole into Lord Lolorito's estate and made off with Heartstrike. But as we said, its powers had already waned. I swear by the gods, I threw the bloody thing into Soot Creek to be done with it. If someone did use it on this girl, they must have fished it up from there. Beyond any magical powers, Heartstrike is worth a pretty gill simply as an ornamental blade, a true treasure. Mayhap someone found it at the creek bottom, sold it at market, and from there it found its way to some criminal hand. If there's any clues to be had, they'll be at the market. We'd do well to ask the city shopkeepers and what they know, but I can't ask them all on my own. Will you aid me in this, friend? Of course. Then I am in your debt. Come, let us talk of who is to visit what shops once we are outside the burial chamber. Well, that is a shocker about Flamen and those folks. I don't even remember seeing this the first time I played Alchemist through this. I probably wasn't paying much attention to the text, even early on. Wow. I'll see to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Cesaruka and Popoculi, you take the Ruby Road Exchange. As for you, friend, pay a visit to Estame's Aesthetics. It's owned by Lord Lolorito, after all. Someone there may know something of the path it's taken since it left his hands. By the stars, if it isn't the good Anne, whatever brings you to us today? I'm an alchemist today. Heartstrike. Now that is a name I have not heard in many a moon. But I could assure you that never in the past was Heartstrike the prize of a thief. Although I do recall... Yes, it was once sought after by some burgling ne'er-do-well or another. Unbeknownst to him or her, however, the blade they made off with was a fake commissioned from a talented adventurer. The true Heartstrike had since lost whatever magical powers it may have had. Once word of that spread, its price on the market plummeted to little more than the counterfeit itself. It is for that reason that the decision was made to sell it to the merchant Ansobert. Yet even so, I venture our dear Neolafrain is still held tight in the grip of its curse. To think, one of our very own, and one of Estame's very finest. Oh, my poor Neolafrain. Anne, are you there? Please, you must come to Frondale's frontistry right away. Something dire has happened to Grindfar. Oh my, you look as though you have somewhere else to be. Please, please, take your leave of me. If there is aught you ever need, please do not hesitate to ask again. Okay. Where's Flamen? By the Alchemist Guild. It is terrible, Anne. Grindfar was attacked and stabbed. I am told that his wounds are grievous. And it would appear he wounded his assailant in return. We have no idea who it was, but we have a blood trail leaving the scene of the crime. We would simply follow the blood trail straight to our attacker, but it has been wiped clean in places, quite deliberately. You are an alchemist, are you not? You must ask your guild's great Severian what he would do. By what alchemy can we follow a blood trail that is no more? We will wait for you at the site of Grindfar's assault. It lies on the road to Pearl Lane and the Gold Court. Bring us what we need. No problem. A friend of yours was attacked, you say? Do tell. I see. So, the blood left behind is the only parcel of evidence you have in your hope to identify this assailant, and it has been most conveniently and tidily tended to, leaving you unable to give pursuit. And this is why you have come to me, yes? Well, you were right to do so. The alchemical accolades I have accrued are not without merit, mind you. They are given precisely for my expertise in solving such scenarios with the greatest of ease. Did that rhyme? I believe it did. I would appear I am as great a poet as I am a scientist. Shall we let class begin then? Lesson number 1. Once spilled, blood cannot be completely removed from any surface. It may appear gone to the naked eye, but there are chemical components of blood that remain stalwart. And those components can be made to dance before the mortal eye once more through the use of a concoction known as luminol. It serves as a catalyst to trigger a luminescent reaction in any sanguine spillage. Come, I will provide you the ingredients. This was asked of you by Popokuli of Amagina and Sons, a worthy client indeed. Best not keep him waiting. Deliver the luminol to him with all haste before it is too late and your criminal too far. I dare say this case is leading you closer and closer to the fires of truth, but take care lest the fires burn you on your approach. I'll abide nothing to happen to you when you've so much work yet to do here. Alright. And I assume you gave me the recipe for making it too. Let's see. Here we go. 68. Look at me, Severian. I'm crafting. Alright. Deliver that to Popokuli. Alright. I think that's right. Let's see. This is the spot where Grindfar came under attack. Oh, I can't wait to catch whoever did this. I am going to do things to this person, unspeakable things. You've brought what we asked for, then let us waste no more time. Look, there, where the blood trail was wiped away. It glows, and it leads toward the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. The chase is on. All right. There's a glowing bloodstain, another one. Ooh, more. More. What say you, Popokuli? We've got a lead, Anne. This merchant claims to have seen an unsavory fellow with an open wound. Indeed I did. He had blood flowing from a gash on his hand. I told him to make for the frontistery for treatment, but he simply purchased a salve for his wound and made off toward the Gate of Thal. Then let us follow. Come, Anne. With you and your liquid magic, we'll sniff this cur out wherever he goes. More glowing blood. There's Popokuli. There you are, Anne. Thanks to that brew of yours, I think we've found our attacker's den. It looks to be this leaded warehouse. I've spoken with the master here. He says this warehouse is let by a merchant named Ansobert. Is that name known to you? Yes, it is. What? It is the same as the merchant who purchased Heartstrike from Estame's Aesthetics? That could only mean Grindfire was attacked to interfere with us investigating these corpses. Oh, now I'm getting angry. Thanks to this mongrel running, we were able to grab it by the tail. Now all that remains is to trap him. Sesaruka, take word to the Brass Blades. I'll stay posted here to make sure nobody slips by. Consider it done. And you, Anne, get some rest. We could be in for a battle of attrition here if our quarry stays in his hole. All right. Take the CP here. Equip our tool. Make sure I did Goldsmith there, too. Yeah, I guess I did. All right. Last quest for Alchemist. Forgive me, Anne. I've failed all of you. Ansobert has made his escape. By the time Sesaruka arrived with the Brass Blades and we entered the warehouse, he was already gone. We kept watch and shifts after that, but he did not return. No doubt he was on to us. But the more we learn of our prey, the more likely we are to succeed in our hunt. Sesaruka found a woman in the employ of Ansobert, an attendant. We've gotten word she is out to the market as we speak. Come with us. We mean to search for this attendant on the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. All right. There they are. Heartsore Handmaiden. Yes, that is correct. I am in the employ of the merchant Ansobert. May I inquire as to what business this is about? We've reason to believe your master is involved in a murder. Tell us, have you noticed anything strange about him or his estate of late? Master Ansobert? Well, now that you mention it, there was another young lady who began work as his attendant around the same time as myself. But one day, with not word of any sort, she simply up and vanished. I never saw her come to work again after that. Master Ansobert claimed she was stealing valuables from his home, and that he had no choice but to discharge her. But I grew to know her in the time we spent together. She never would have done such a thing. I came to hear a rumor not long after. People say that Master Ansobert only hires as his attendants women of humble means. And I confess, at times I find his gazes quite discomforting. It's all right. You're safe now. But I must ask, will you come with us to Eralig's burial chamber? There is something we need to know, and only you can tell us. If it will in some way help you to learn what happened to that girl, then yes, I will follow wherever you ask. Alright, off to the burial chamber. Yes, it is her. The girl at rest in that coffin is the same that worked beside me at Anselbert's estate. I know now, as I suspected then, that his accusations of her thievery were lies. He did this to her. We must capture Anselbert before he harms anyone else. I'm sorry, I know this is not an easy time, but I must ask, where is he now? I know only that some dealings with a new client had taken him to Revenant's Toll. Then let us make for Revenant's Toll. The hunt is on again. And we can do our culinarian quest there too. He'll come here before long. We need only wait. Make ready to show Anselbert the vengeance of the dead. Who in the hells are you lot? We're here to ask about the corpse of a young lady known to have been in your employ, one of your lady attendants. I know nothing of such things and resent the implication. I've no business with you and you've none with me. We know you attacked our friend as well. The evidence all points to you. Confess now. The penalty you will pay will only grow if you don't. I told you I know nothing of such things. I urge you to relent in this. A merchant such as myself has means of dealing with such harassment. Do you now? And what means are those? I'm eager to hear. You? Impossible! You were stabbed through your very heart. Grindfar, you are well again. What sort of warrior do you take me for? I've spent years cheating death by sword and spell. Did you think some common blade in an alley would be the end of me? Now then, which of you was it? My sword left a nasty bite of its own. Let us have a look at those hands of yours. Well, it would seem you've left me no recourse but to kill you all. Send these fools to meet their maker. Didn't you hear him? That's Grindfar, the Bronze Bull. He's a bleeding legend of the Colosseum, up there with the likes of the Hellfire Phoenix. You're not paying enough for this, merchant. If you have a fight with the Bronze Bull, that fight is yours alone. Run away. I thought my past behind me, but perhaps I am not behind it. No matter. What say you then, Anselbert? Are you prepared to confess your crimes? The girl. It was her fault. She forgot her station, the debt she owed me for taking her in. She had no right to refuse me. In the end, I forced myself upon her, but to no avail. She swore she would tell all of Ul'dah of my improprieties, that she would tarnish my reputation, ruin me. I could not abide that, so I silenced her. We are not here to judge you for your crimes. That task will fall to others. We are here for Heartstrike. You have it still, yes? Surrender it. We'll take him back to Ul'dah and the Brass Blades, and fear not. Should we come under attack and he die along the way, well, we'll be sure he receives a proper burial. Ha! So, this is the true Heartstrike, and the blade I stole was nothing more than a fake. Now, we must find a way to release Nilafrane from the curse that binds him. We should show it to Severian. There are rumors he's dabbled in raising the dead before. Perhaps he knows something we do not. Alright, but first I'll go ahead and pick up Culinarian here. And I'm glad to see you again. After Unzan tore my noodles to shreds, I went back and practiced until I could produce the body he said they were lacking. As for the broth, I made it again and again until I could create something to your standard and reliably. With these two things perfected, by my definition at any rate, I'm now offering udon on our menu. It was a lot of work, but it was well worth the effort, for the dish is proving popular not only among domans, but adventurers as well. But there's no time to be patting ourselves on the back. We've got more Far Eastern dishes to explore, and my sights are set on something called sushi. Little mounds of rice topped with raw fish. Simple as it sounds, ask any doman and they'll tell you it's an indulgence of the highest order. Not certain where to begin, I consulted Anzu, who told me that this dish is nigh impossible to make without training under an honest-to-God's master. This means a trip to Hingashi, where it originates. But, as you know, I have a responsibility to the restaurant. Rowena would never permit me to leave long enough to make the journey. It pains me to ask such a big favor of you, but will you go to Hingashi in my stead and learn the basics of sushi making? Of course. I am in your debt. I don't know what I would do without you, my friend. Now, according to Anzu, one of the realm's foremost sushi chefs works in the port city of Kugane at an inn called the Bokairo. You'd do well to seek out this inn. While you are abroad, I'll round up all the ingredients in preparation for your return. And with that, I bid you a safe journey. We'll do that later. Let's head back to Ul'dah. We must find a way to break the curse of this blade. Well, what a most pleasant surprise. I heard a horde approaching and thought I'd be inconvenienced by some daft clientele. Ah, now this is a rare treat indeed. Heartstrike, I presume? How foolish Lord Lolorito must have felt when he realized his blade was false and Mumuepo's was genuine. And now I too see it for what it truly is. Heartstrike is not, and never was, a blade with the glorious power to turn death to life. It is, and ever was, a blade with the hellish power to turn death to undeath. It is, in all ways, a tool of the most detestable of those who practice the dark arts. Yeesh. When the blade punctures the flesh of the dead, the magic contained within this jewel here commands to action the deathly forces that grip a corpse. And yet, behold, the other side. There is no such jewel embedded here. I would hazard it was dislodged at some point in all the exchanging of hands and violent stabbing this weapon has seen over the years. Without the other stone, there is not enough power to fully render death to undeath. By that grace alone do Neolafrane and the young lady continue to lie in their perfectly preserved state. Had both stones remained, they would have risen as monsters, not as they were known in life, and not truly living. With the power it was still able to muster, Heartstrike simply fettered their spirits to their bodies. That, in turn, explains wondrously well why their flesh has never set to rot. Now, or at any point hence, the undoing of Heartstrike's magic will serve to unbind their spirits. Then, and only then, will they be free to return in peace to the ethereal realm. How? How do we undo what it has done? I dare say it is far more simple than you might imagine. You need only destroy the source of the magic. Stay your sword, fool. You will not break the magic by breaking the blade. We must obliterate Heartstrike and leave nary a trace of its physical existence. To that end, we require a powerful agent, an acid, a dissolvent of some sort. And that's where I come in. And that being the case, you have done yourself a great service in coming here. Such a concoction shall prove no feat at all for myself and my prodigious pupil here. Is that not right, pupil? That's right. Leave it to me. Indeed not. I would expect nothing less of you. And so in the end we turn to you, friend. The wrongs of our past were our own, and I hope to right them by our own hands, but it seems that was not meant to be. That shame is ours to bear. For now, take your time, steady your hand, make us what we need to endure what Heartstrike has done. We will await you at Eralig's burial chamber. Look at how far you've come. Without me even realizing it, you've grown to be quite the dependable assistant. But enough praise. It does not become me. Come, let us see to the task at hand. We are in need of a solution that will dissolve this accursed blade. All right, let's make one. And off to Eralig's burial chamber. How did you fare, friend? Is the mixture made? Let us put this to the test, then. I've run from your death ever since it took you. I was the bronze bull, but from that day to this day I've run from myself, from the blade that is my very life. But now, at last, I can move forward. I can see you sound to the other side and live as I should, as I was meant to. Be at peace now, friend. Lay down the heavy sins of that day. I will carry them, yours and mine both. Kneel, a friend. Kneel. This is it then. The end. The very end. Never will I forget you or our time together. The days I spent in your arms, in your love. Never. I love you, my sweet, then, now, always. Farewell, my darling Neil. There are no words, friend, no words. I owe you more than I could ever hope to repay. By your toils, my dearest Neil is now at peace. I know not what to say but this. Thank you. 1,000 times thank you. Neil, a friend. Chin up, Cesaruka. This is an end, but not the end. There is still a path before each of us that we must walk. You are right. There will be those who we lean upon, just as we have to get here. Your mentor, Severian, is one such soul. Please, do tell him how grateful we are for all he has done. Absolutely. Well, let's Good that they were able to get closure on that. Welcome back, my intrepid cadet. Tell me, did all go well? Is Heartstrike no more? Yep. Then your dissolvent did as dissolvents do. That is good. I am eager to move on to our next lesson. I put to you, a fledgling yet great alchemical mind, this quandary. Should you be faced with the death of one whom you loved more than life itself, and had at your means the method to resurrect him or her, would you? Oh, I don't know. No, I would not tamper with the natural order. Huh, then you and I are very different people indeed. You are far braver and far more noble. I venture that you, as most, know the pain of losing someone very dear to you. There are those who would do anything to bring back those they held torturingly and unyieldingly dear. Were the path to do so presented to them, many would find the temptation to tread it too great to resist. And I dare say I must count myself among their number. I did what I could to undo the death of my beloved, yet, in the end, her breast never swelled with the breath of life again. We were able to say our farewells, however, and for that I consider myself blessed. In the face of such loss, we can do naught but confront our own weakness and carry on with our lives. That act itself is a central pillar of this miracle we call life. Hey Blitz, welcome. Good to see you there. Well, enough of this Heartstrike business. It is done and behind us, and while we busied ourselves with it, many chores have amassed at the frontistry. There is much to be done. You did well, Anne, and you are among the finest alchemists I have ever had the honor to train. Come and see me again whenever you find yourself in need of help. Will do. And let's see. Well, I'm accumulating a bunch of commands on my hotbar here. Throw these off here. Don't need all these. There. You're on time for once. Yeah. Yeah, I've been having some difficulties today. I tried firing up my camera for the stream here. Well, I've got a couple cameras, but the one that shows this particular view is not allowing me to do transparent background for some reason today. So I guess it updated or something. And so we've got just a plain old wood paneling background behind me today. The actual wall behind me today. All right, we got to go to Kugane for culinarian here. Yeah, that's why it started a little later. I got everything fired up about 5 minutes early, but then the camera was giving me troubles, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't see myself on there. If I turn on transparent background, it makes me transparent too, apparently, instead of, you know, putting me in there with the transparent background. So anyways, I tried fooling around with that for a little while, and that took me past starting time. But anyways, we'll figure that out after we're done with the streaming, and got plenty of time this afternoon to take a look at things and figure out what's broken. I had, and Blitz, I was talking to another streamer last night, and he had updated his OBS streaming software and had some trouble as well, but I didn't update my OBS. This is just a camera update, I think, that happened automatically. I mean, I didn't get any prompts, but when I started my camera this morning, it said it was updating some stuff. I was using the was it a split cam, I think, for this one, and just not working right. Don't know what's going on, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. We'll just carry on with a slightly different background on the main camera here today. At least everything else seems to be working fine. I think even the music should be working, right? Yep, that's working okay too, so. Just something odd with the camera. And as a result, I guess I probably didn't start until about 6:30, 6:35, or maybe a little past that even. All right, speak with someone over at the Bocairo Inn for, yep, culinary in here. But welcome, welcome. How are you doing today, Blitz? Come on, come one, come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes, there is naught that the mystical waters of the Bocaisen hot springs cannot heal. Not bad, just got off work. Need to go to the store, but do that later? Sure, yeah. Kick back, relax for a little bit, and go get your stuff done whenever you want to. Sounds like a plan. Oh, still 2 more hours to go. Oh boy. Oh, you seek not healing, but a meeting with our sushi chef. Well, 'tis true that we're known no less for our waters than we are for our cuisine. Our guests journey hither from far and wide to partake of the heavenly morsels prepared by Chef Shimoji. His dedication to his craft is such that he insists upon gathering the ingredients himself. As a matter of fact, that is what he is doing right this moment. These outings usually keep him away for a good while, and I cannot rightly say when he might return. If you are in some hurry, you might consider searching for him out in the Ruby Sea. He favors the waters near the Isle of Beko for his fishing, and unique as his appearance is, you ought to find him without trouble. Assuming you are a strong swimmer, that is. Oh, really? Okay, I guess we'll head out to the Ruby Sea. Ah, you just cost me a plump maguro. Whoever you are, this had better be good. Hi, I am Shimoji. Shelled or unshelled, there's nary a finer sushi chef in all the land. Now, what business have you that you simply must disturb me at my fishing? You wish to learn sushi baking? I don't teach my craft to any small fry that comes swimming up, and you are as small as they come. Ah, but the fishing is bad this day. I shall return to the inn. Our business is over. Do not even think to follow me. Okay. But I will indeed think to follow you. I love how the teleport is muffled underwater. Yeah, that's funny. Hasn't seen a Lalafell yet, has he? I guess not, you know, if he thinks a Hume is smallest. Back over at the Bocairo Inn. Hey, Shimoji, I know you told me not to follow you, but here I am. You again? I thought I told you not to follow me. I am not going to teach you my craft, so get you gone. Well, well, fancy seeing you here, Anne. Ah, the mere sight of you brings back the memory of your most succulent Okeanos. I came to sample the Bokkairo's famous sushi, but the chef was regrettably absent. Just as I was about to leave, however, who should I spy but you? And if I heard correctly, you are here to study sushi making. Pleased am I to see that your hunger for learning remains voracious as ever. Master Delamont, forgive me my absence. Give me but a moment, and I shall prepare the finest selection of sushi in the house. Never mind that, my friend. Instead, I should be much obliged were you to initiate my dear Anne here into the ways of your craft. Should her qualifications be a concern, know that she scored a perfect 10 in my contest. A perfect 10? In the Delamont d'Or? But that surpasses even... Very well. If you're good enough for Master Delamont, then you're good enough for me. Then it's settled. Happy learning, Anne. When next we meet, I look forward to sampling the far eastern fruits of your learning. Give you my graceful elven bow. Come then, apprentice. I shall pound the foundation of sushi making into you. All right, I'm ready. To master the basics in so short a time, small wonder Master Delamont approves of you. More's the pity you are leaving so soon. A mere 10 years under me and you could call yourself a master. But for now I shall content myself in the knowledge that you will spread the joys of sushi to Eorzea. Farewell, apprentice. Back to Revenant's Toll. Anne, welcome back. It's good to see you again, and wiser in the ways of sushi for your time in Hingashi. While you were away, we saw to procuring the finest ingredients available. Now, while the seafood is still fresh, you must impart to me all you've learned of sushi making. I see. You can't just slap raw fish on top of rice and call it sushi. Nay, you need to draw out the natural flavors of the ingredients and bring them together in a harmonious whole. Truly, Far Eastern cuisine is deceptive in its simplicity. Thanks for the detailed explanation, my friend. I'll try my hand at making sushi at once and have the local domans sample it. And this time, I'll call for Anzu and her father as well. Unzan was an accomplished chef, and if my handiwork meets with his approval, then there's no doubting I'm on the right track. But to prepare so many portions on my first try is admittedly difficult. I'm sorry, Anne, but will you help me out? A single serving would be enough. We have all the necessary ingredients right here. As always, if you need more of something, Poppin can furnish you with it. And with that, let's both of us get to work. Oops. There we go. And nigiri sushi. Oops. Oh well, that's fair enough. Bugger me, but sushi is tricky even with guidance. Are you done with yours then? Yeah. Great. It took all my concentration and no less patience, but I've somehow managed to finish mine as well. If you could go on ahead to the terrace area, I'll go and inform our taste testers that sushi is served. So unsanitary, riding my chocobo in the kitchen. Anzu and her father should be along any moment now. Gods, but this is nerve-wracking. What is this? You expect me to partake of sushi made by You expect me to partake of sushi made by an Eorzean? That's a tongue twister, saying an Eorzean. Yep. Come now, Father. It looks delicious. Give it a chance and try it at the very least. All right. And sushi is superb. To be sure, you still have years of training ahead of you before you can compare to the masters of our land, but to produce such quality in Eorzea is a praiseworthy accomplishment. Yay. Ralph's, on the other hand, shoddy rubbish. It is sushi in naught but appearance, a pale imitation bereft of depth, unfit to be placed before a customer. Oh. But that is only natural. Short of having a kami-given gift, one cannot hope to make something so exacting as sushi to any satisfactory degree with naught but basic training. Yeah, ouch. For sure. You may not have the talent of Anne, but that is not a failing. Though your sushi is more akin to a humble rice ball, I can taste the effort that went into its making. For all its flaws, I do not mislike it. Well, that's cool. You approve of my sushi? Then me and Anzu... That's still a negative, buddy. Never. You plainly misunderstand why I do not approve of you. It has naught to do with your being a lowly adventurer nor a mediocre culinarian. Nay, it is because you are not one of us. Ours is the blood of Yansha, a proud line and pure, and only a man of equally pure lineage is fit for my only daughter. You are unfit, but it is through no fault of your own. Consider Far Eastern cuisine. It owes its greatness to its purity, to the fact that it developed free of outside influence. So too do I wish it to be for my line. Surely you understand. Father, I can't believe what I'm hearing. If you'll not approve of us, then I'll have no part of your line. I understand. I'll go back to being an adventurer. Ralph. No. Let him go, Anzu. It wasn't meant to be. I will give you some time alone. How could he give up so easily? On his cooking? On us? Nay, this is not the Ralph that I know. I believe in him. Whatever it is he means to do, he has his reasons, and I am certain of it. I beg you, Anne, please, lend him your aid as you have thus far. If you hurry, you may still find him in the kitchen. That's why his wasn't so good, as my chocobo touched it, I think. I have a habit of showing you my worst moments, don't I? As I said, I'm going back to being an adventurer, but know that I haven't given up on Anzu. Her father's claim about the purity of Far Eastern cuisine, something about it tugs at my mind, and I need some time to ponder it. It may be there's a chance I can make Unzan reconsider his stance. The odds are long, but I'm nothing if not persistent, and should the need arise, I hope that I can rely on your help again. Absolutely, buddy. Get some of these thrown off my bar here, too. You recall Unzan's word about how Far Eastern cuisine developed without outside influence. From the moment he uttered them, they've been tugging at my mind. I've given the claim much thought, and I find myself disinclined to agree. And the basis for this is the very first Far Eastern dish I ever had, which Anzu made for me. Sukiyaki it's called, and it's a hearty dish of meat and vegetables simmered in a shallow pot. The moment I tasted it, I was overcome with a sense of nostalgia. Like many Alamegans, I'm a war orphan. I left my homeland when I was little and remember nothing of my time there. Nothing at all, save for the taste of a certain hearty stew, and Anzu's sukiyaki was exactly like it. The similarity can't be a mere coincidence. Nay, there has to be a connection between Far Eastern and Alamegan cuisine. If I can just prove it, Anzu's father might be moved to reconsider our union. There's no guarantee, of course, but for my Anzu, it's worth a try. Now, as you can see, I'm an adventurer again, free to go wherever I want, whenever I want. And I intend to go to a village in the peaks called Alagiri. In former times, it thrived as a trading hub with the East. There, I'm going to track down the stew of my memory and try to learn whether Alamigo might have shared a culinary history with the Far East. You've already journeyed to the other side of the world for me, and I can't rightly ask any more of you, but if you're still willing to help me, then please come to Alagiri. And off we go. You came, thank the gods. I thought the fiends in the area were fierce, but the people here might be even fiercer. But I'm ready to face them now that you're here. I can't thank you enough. Let's split up and ask the villagers about the stew. We'll meet again here when we're done. So I got three folks to find here. There's a one. Stew? Does it look like I know anything about Swivin stews? I just eat whatever the hell's put in front of me. Okay. Don't care much for stews, sorry. If you ask me, the only way to cook meat is to roast it to a crisp. And let's see, where's the... Oh, maybe it's this guy back here. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. There he is, over there. Meat and vegetables simmered in a shallow pot. What you describe sounds a lot like buckler stew, a traditional Alamegan dish. It was born when soldiers in the field took to using their bucklers in place of pots, cooking meat in them with wine and various seasonings. It was popular in the past, but under imperial rule it became a rare indulgence. Okay. I had no luck, Anne. No one I spoke with knew anything about my stew. But I spoke with one guy. Buckler stew! Yes, that was its name. Damn, but even your investigative skills are first rate. I'm happy to say, though, that my own inquiries weren't completely fruitless either. I managed to track down a fellow who's versed in history. Let's go and ask him what he knows about trade between Alamigo and Doma. I do know some few things about our nation's history, owing to my time working at the royal palace. What is it that you wish to know? 'Tis true Alamigo traded with nations to the east prior to the imperial rule, but as far as I'm aware, this extended only as far as the Near East, to Radzat-Han. So, there was no contact between us and Doma? None at all? No, even if it isn't direct, there has to be some sort of connection. For example, Radzat-Han could have been a waypoint for the dish. But if I want to verify this, I'm going to have to go all the way over there. Perhaps you needn't go so far, for there's a Hainish fellow among us who came to Eorzea years ago. You could try asking him first. I saw him heading outside the village a short while ago. Elderly as he is, he couldn't have gone far. Thank you. Anne, let's go and look for this man. There's no sign of him. Ah, help, somebody. Oh, shite, he's in trouble. Stay away from the Chapuli, because they will probably one-shot me. And these guys, too. Stay right over there, Pantera. Still got it. What little I had at any rate. Would have been a stroll through the woods for you, but I can't let you do all the work. You've done more than your fair share already. Besides, I wanted to show that I'm not completely hopeless. I owe you my life. I was so focused on my harvesting, I didn't notice the Kickern coming. You look a mite pale, lad. Are you hurt? Just my bones and organs. I'm already on the mend, I assure you. More importantly, I take it you're the gentleman who came from Radzat-Han. I'm sorry if this seems sudden, but while you were still there, did you ever hear about a dish called buckler stew? Hear about it? I love the stuff. Ever since traders brought it over from Alamigo, it's been an enduring favorite in my homeland. As a matter of fact, it's the reason I came to be here, though I won't bore you with the details. So, it was introduced to Radzat-Han after all. Tell me, do you know if buckler stew also made its way to Doma? That it did, and it's a tale all know well. A Doman merchant journeyed to Radzat-Han to buy spices, you see, and chanced to sample the stew. It was love at first taste. So enamored was he of it, he decided to open a restaurant back at home and started buying up all the shallow pots he could find. Alas, these pots proved too heavy to take back, and he left them all at the pier and said that he'd make do with spades. Spades, you say? The same sukiyaki can be translated as spade grill, and it's said to come from the fact that you grill the meat on a spade. Ha! I knew there was a connection. Wow, educational. Sukiyaki, so that's what they call it. Well, by whatever name it's known, all this talk has given me a fierce hunger for it. There's naught for it but to make some right now. You're going to make buckler stew. Would you mind teaching me the recipe? And tell me more about its spread to the Far East. Oh, you'd indulge this old man with your company? Well, if you insist, who am I to argue? Come along then, and I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I can take it from here, Anne. Leave the learning to me. I'll join you back at Revenant's Toll when I'm done. Thanks again for all your help. And back we go. Ah, and perfect timing. I've just returned to myself with the recipe for buckler stew freshly etched into my noggin. I begged Miss Rowena for the use of my old kitchen, and surprisingly she allowed it, 12 bless her. With that, I can set about making the buckler stew in order to win Hanzu's father over. Here I have one last favor to ask of you, my friend. I need you to prepare a serving of Doman Sukiyaki. It's a relatively simple affair. You take meat and vegetables and simmer them in a broth of dashi and Far Eastern condiments. Though I needn't remind you that Far Eastern cuisine can be deceptive in its simplicity. Anyway, here's all the ingredients you need, and Poppin has more set aside. My future with Anzu and as a culinarian both ride on our success. Please, make me the best Doman Sukiyaki you can. All right. You know what I didn't do is put my tool on there, did I? Yep. That's why it took me 2 basics at the end there. Anywho, making the buckler stew is strangely comforting. The sight, the smell, even the sound, they take me back to bygone days. But to get back to the present day, how's the Doman Sukiyaki coming along? It is finished. Well, a mere waft is enough to tell me this sukiyaki is in a class of its own, and my buckler stew is as ready as it'll ever be. Come, let's serve them to Anzu and her father on the terrace. The look on that guy's face. What is this crap? Is this a joke? In our culture, sukiyaki is shared only between family and dear friends. You are neither. If you think this will win my favor, you are sadly mistaken. Now, please allow me to explain. Anne made the sukiyaki while I made a different type of stew. Different, I say. However, what is this? It resembles sukiyaki, yet it appears not to be Far Eastern. That's because it's a traditional Alamegan stew. If it please you, please sample and compare it with the sukiyaki. An Alamegan stew, you say? I know not what you are playing at, but the aroma is undeniably appetizing. Oh, very well. By the kami! Not only do they look alike, They also taste alike. But the ingredients, they are different, are they not? You're right, Father. There may be subtle differences, but no matter how you look at it, this stew is sukiyaki. What is the meaning of this? Did sukiyaki somehow find its way to Alamigo? No, Unzan-san. It's the opposite. It's the Alamigan dish, buckler stew, that found its way to the Far East and eventually became sukiyaki. Though Alamigo and Doma had no common history, they had a common trading partner in the Near East. Originating in my homeland, buckler stew first crossed the seas to Radzat-Han. From there, it crossed the seas once more to Doma, where it was recreated using local ingredients to become sukiyaki. It must be noted that this took place at a relatively recent period in Doma's long history. Up to that point, meat was predominantly grilled to harness their natural flavors, or minced and used in dumplings. While stews weren't uncommon, they were reserved mainly for seafood, but with sukiyaki's arrival, new possibilities blossomed for meat dishes. Father, you told me that Far Eastern cuisine owes its greatness to the fact that it developed free of outside influence, but it owes its greatness no less to what it adopted from other cultures. Hint, hint. Why are you still standing there? Sit down and join us ere the food gets cold. Haha. I don't know how I'll ever repay you, Anne. Thanks to you, I've managed to do the impossible and win over Unzan. He finally approves of me and Anzu, and we plan to be bonded at the earliest opportunity. I'm going to resume my post at the cafe, serving Far Eastern dishes, of course, and hang up my adventurer's hat for good. I suppose you'll continue both adventuring and cooking, and I don't doubt you'll keep on succeeding at both. But no matter how high you climb or how far you roam, know that you're always welcome here. Thanks, Ralph. Let's make sure. I think I finished up everybody there except for blacksmith and armorer. We finished goldsmith, leatherworker, weaver, no. Yep, and we just did alchemist and all. Alright, back to Limsa Lominsa to finish off these last two. We just have to do the final step in the quest for them. Code controller. This whole camera thing bugs me here. I don't know what happened. I did have a Windows update earlier this week, but I streamed yesterday and didn't have any problems with the camera at all, so I don't know what it is. I think it must be that forced update the camera software did on me. I wish I had an option. I wish they had asked me first before doing it. Not very happy about that. My apologies for having to leave you so abruptly back there, but by the look on the old man's face, I reckoned I'd overstayed me welcome. That's why you could imagine me surprised when Randwolf walked in with a letter from that very same man. While the whole thing was, of course, peppered with subtle threats, he seemed to be just as enthusiastic about the idea of trading smitten techniques with our guild as I am. Sir, I've just received another missive for you. Says here it's from Sekka. I'm not sure what it's for, but it must be important. It's nearly the size and length of New Eorzean Geographic. And there I thought, once I retired from sailing the seas, I'd be able to live out the rest of me days in peace. What can you do? That one is just a smidge shy of level 72. Wow. Alright. Finish off Armorer. Welcome back, Anne. I received an almost illegible missive from Blanster saying you had both been accepted as apprentices, but not a whisper from him since. What's happened to the old Oryx? Well, I can't say as I'm surprised. The guild will have to do without his veteran skills for a while longer, but an even exchange of techniques is only right and proper. By the time he returns, Blanster will have mastered new methods for blending Hingan and Eorzean styles. That knowledge will benefit not only him, but also stir the hearts of our armorers. Stagnation is as good as death for an artisan, after all. We had a much-needed influx of innovation when we began trading with the kobolds, and now we'll find new ideas through this relationship with the Far East. I'm sorry to have sent you into the midst of one of Blanster's storms yet again, Anne, but I'd wager you've reaped the rewards when it comes to your craft. That I have. The journey was well worth it then. Well, I'd best start studying works by this Far Eastern Forge Master if I'm to keep ahead of you and Blanster. And let's see what's in store for Fisher here. Oh, but before I do that, let me throw off all this extra crap here. And let's check all of our, let's go ahead and do it for all of our crafters here before I get too far ahead of myself. I've got all the basics I'm going to be using up until Endwalker crafting, set the way that I want it. Okay, and we just did armor, goldsmith. Well, I tell you, the crafting story that I've enjoyed the most for this tier was definitely the Alchemist one. Man, that told me something that I did not realize. And maybe Flamen mentioned something about that earlier when we were introduced to her in A Realm Reborn or even through Heavensward, but I don't remember her saying anything about that. That was just crazy. I did not know that. go, get these thrown off. Really makes you appreciate just how deep the developers and the writers took the story. Oh, yeah, Lily, in the Alchemist story, of course, Flammen's old flame, her love, was killed, and so they were looking, for a way to get him raised back to life or release his spirit in the end, is what they ended up doing. However, what she revealed in her story was that she was with, I guess, Grindfar and some other folks, and in order to get the attention of someone, they released some big beast into the marketplace in Ul'dah, and the plan was for them to subdue it and therefore win the favor of this other person. And what ended up happening was the beast ended up killing Minfilia's father. So it turns out Flammen was actually part of what ultimately killed Minfilia's father, and of course Flammen took in Minfilia to raise her from that point on. Yeah, exactly. That was my reaction. It's like, oh my God, I did not know that. And I mean, just having a backstory like that, it sent shivers down my spine, literally. It was just, wow. Talk about some interesting interconnection there between the main story and something in the crafting stories like that. That just blew my mind. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite story for the crafters here in Stormblood, without a doubt. And I don't remember seeing it the very first time I went through. I think I must have just been kind of going through the text and not reading it very carefully when I went through the first time years and years ago. But man, talk about weird. Okay, Culinarian, get that one off there too. The story writers are on another level. They have done an awesome job. I mean, if I was wearing a hat, I would take it off to them. And my hat is off to them for sure, on the way they have put a lot of these stories together and connected them in small ways like that too, or big ways in this case. But yeah, man. All right, let's see what's in store for Fisher here while we're here. If I can get Fisher on the way at least, then we'll start Shadowbringers proper after I change my job. I'm gonna go do the Reaper initial story once we get to a satisfactory stopping point with the crafters and gatherers here. Level 68 quest. Oh. Hip-top timing, Anne. Raina's mailed me a missive saying she's wrapped up her research into the shooting stars and is ready to report the results she's reaped. Finally, a clue to help us crack this confounding case. This is no time to tarry. Get yourself to the God's Grip. Why, I think I'll even steal away from Sisyphu's spying eyes and scoot on over there with you. Ho there, Anne. The ravishing Raina should be arriving any moment now to regale us with our report. 1,000 pardons, Master Wawalago, but I fear there has been a change of plans. My fellow fishing enthusiast has made for Kugane, and I am here to deliver our findings in her stead. Hey, Anselm. Anselm! I thought you'd be busy keeping that barbarous brother of yours from running roughshod over the disconsolate denizens of your domain. Indeed, I cannot stay for long, so allow me to share what we have found, which I fear is not as much as we had hoped. We studied the Sprags and caught in hopes of finding some clue as to what afflicts them, but we could identify nothing out of the ordinary, nor is there any sign that aught is amiss in the waters they inhabit. Well, that's a right relief, yet baffling and bewildering all the same. If all's well in the waters of the Ruby Sea, whither could the shooting stars have shuttled off to? The other day I had occasion to speak with an angler acquaintance from Rods at Han. As he told it, he's not seen any denizens of the deep matching that Harutsuge's description in his domain either. Which means that whatever it is ails and afflicts them, it's all but certain to be centered around their spawning grounds, striking them when they've scarcely hatched and winnowing their numbers before they can navigate their way westward. A remarkable deduction from one who has scarce left Fisherman's Bottom of late, if I have heard true. If only you could travel to the Ruby Sea and investigate for yourself, there is no telling what you might glean. Would that I could whisk away just like that, but no, if I don't bolt back to my barrel, and briskly, and Sissipu comes to know I've been cooperating with the Sahagin, there's no telling how it'll torture and torment the poor girl. Leave it to me and worry not. That means more to me than you could know, Anne, and yet, Anselm's argument has a measure of merit. Wawalago, you stubborn, self-absorbed, slack-witted, stupid head. For all your vaunted knowledge of fish in the seas, you don't know a god's damn thing about your closest colleague and confidant. The last thing I want to see is you acting all weaselly and wishy-washy. Sissipu, how in the heavens did you... I followed you, silly. Or did you really think you'd been evading my eyes and ears all this time? And of all the reasons for your ridiculous behavior, this is truly beyond belief. Yes, my home was raided by the Sahagin when I was a child, this is true. But what sort of ignorant fool do you take me for? I know as well as anyone that there are kindly Sahagin in the realm who care only for protecting their clutch. Why would I begrudge you lending one of them your aid? If you wanted to take a leave of absence, all you needed to do was ask. It's not like you to do any work around the guild anyway. Point taken. Sissipu. To think I could be so thick-witted in taking in the thoughts of a lovely lass. And with that, Anne, I do say it's time to set sail for Kugane. You'll be heartened to hear that I spent a spell in the Far East in my younger years. I'll be on my way in short order. In the meantime, might I ask you a minor favor? Head over to Hingashi ahead of me and engage the local denizens in discourse. See if there's aught you can learn of any anomalies in the Ruby Sea compared to past times. Now that you mention it, Reina spoke of a fishing village that once had dealings with the Kojin. I believe the village was called Isari. I can make no promises, but it may be as good a place as any to begin your search. Isari it is, then. Investigate the village and inquire with its inhabitants, and I'll see you in Kugane when you're through with the task. Good to see those two come to an understanding, is it not? In any event, I must return and see that my brother has not done too much damage in my absence. Safe travels, and may your journey to the Far East be a fruitful one. Okay, so for Isari, I will jump over to Namate. Indeed, there was a time when our village had regular dealings with the Kojing, though there was much less gray in my hair when this was so. Yes, I dare say some 25 years have passed since then. In those days, Isari was known for the Wadatsumi Festival, a grand event held once a year. Isari fishers and Kojin alike would join together to ensnare the giant plesiosaurs that disturbed the waters and offer them in tribute to the kami of the sea, that calm might return to the oceans. Then the Garleans came, and traditional religious observances were abolished. The Wadatsumi Festival, now a thing of the past, our once close bonds of friendship with the Kojin faded over the years. The Kojin particularly enjoyed a certain fish found only in the glittering basin of Yansha, the dafangshi, if my memory serves. It was a regular offering of this delicacy that convinced them to join us in our festivities. But that was a long time ago, and our village has become much more insular since then. These days, there is scarcely anyone in Isari who remembers what a dafangshi looks like, let alone how to snare one. Alright, who else here? There we go, there's the other two. I hear that in the old days, Isari fishermen would venture out into the open seas in hopes of hooking all manner of marvelous catches. Nowadays, there is little point in venturing far beyond the coastal shallows where the vast majority of fish reside. Now that you mention it, I also recall hearing tales from my father of a festival held in years past where we would welcome outsiders to Isari in a celebration of the art of fishing. Though of the details, I fear I remember little. That's okay. The older guy told me all I need to know. When I was just a little girl, my father would invite his Kojin friends to dine with us. They'd bring all manner of strange-looking fish from the depths. At first, I was hesitant to taste them, but I soon found out they were quite delicious. But I was only a small child then, and my memories are hazy at best. Perhaps one of the older villagers may be able to tell you more. And off to Kugane. Yep. Ah, to smell the soothing sea breeze with a buxom beauty at my side. This is the life, isn't it, Anne? Oh, but I forget myself. Did you find out anything of our fish in your foray to Isari? A fishing festival that featured the feeding of giant plesiosaurs to the deities of the deep, you say? Give Wawalago a moment to mull that one over. But of course, it's not a sullying of the seawater that's responsible for the shooting star's plight, but rather the proliferation of a predator who preys upon them. Allow me to explain and elucidate. I have some passing familiarity with this plesiosaur of which the man spoke. More fiend than fish, suffice it to say, it feasts on smaller fry with utterly fearsome ferocity. When the festival was in full swing, Isari fishermen and their Kojin friends hunted the hunters, as it were, leaving smaller swimmers of all stripes, the Haritsuge for one, to persist and prosper. Now that it's fallen out of fashion, the plesiosaurs rampage and run rampant, devouring the fledgling fish in the sea before they can reach full maturity. All we need do is restore and revive this tradition, and the situation is as good as solved. But from what Anne says, that would require the cooperation of the Kojin. How are we to get them to agree with not a single angler in Isari able to catch this dafangshi as that they so favor? Haha, a trifling task, my lovely lass. If the Isari are incapable of doing the deed, we need simply snare a dafangshi or two ourselves. Surely this is well within the powers of puissant piscators like ourselves, is it not? Reyna and I will go and grab young Gov, and we will gather again in Yansha. Okay. How am I? Ready to get fishing, friend? Remember, a couple of these Dafangsha are all we need to bring the festival back in fashion and see the Haratsuge flourish. But there's one thing that worries old Wawalago. The old fisherman said there wasn't an angler in all of Isari who knew aught of how to catch one of them. That got me to thinking, perhaps a simple line and lure won't suffice to snare one of the specimens we seek, and so I was listening to the locals who shared some intriguing information in response to my inquiries. The Dafangsha are said to reside in the Glittering Basin, but it seems they're ever a cautious and chary creature, and few are the fellows who have actually laid eyes on the fish. So I sought out the guidance of a grizzled old angler who said that he was hunting for an ichthyosaur near the sunken junk when he espied the shadow of a Dafangsha in the distant depths. If they're scared of swimming near the surface, diving deep and trying your hand with a trident like our friend Gov might afford you an advantage. In any event, it seems knowledge of the truth of oceans should at least give you a place to start. And with that, I'd best be getting off to the Glittering Basin as well. Godspeed and good luck in reeling in those Dafangsha, and I look forward to greeting you when you've triumphed in the task. Alright, so I gotta get 3 of those Dafangsha. And let's see, Truth of Oceans already on? No. Where's my Truth of Oceans? Yeah, I didn't put that one on there yet. Alright, crates. Maybe that does not, that triggers, I guess, after I catch the other fish that get that. I can't remember. I don't like spearfishing that much. Fish eyes, is that it? Not sure. Let's see. Nope. Alright, well anyways, let's go to Dome and Enclave and just step outside. Let me find where I gotta get this here. I can't remember. Let's go to... the Sunken Junk. So yeah, level 70 fishing hole for that. And the ichthyosaurs. Let's see which hole they are in here. Yeah, Sunken Junk or a Sunken Junk south side. We'll need to trigger Truth of Oceans by catching enough of those. Alright, that ought to be good. Let's step outside here now. And we'll give it a try. This is the only fishing quest I really don't like, because I just don't like spearfishing that much. Alright. I think it may be this one. I don't know. Let's see what level this is down here. That could be it. Alright. Let's see. What am I looking for now? I'm looking for ichthyosaur, which is a big, fast fish. Alright, so I'm going to try to grab all the big, fast ones then. Wait, I don't have my spearfishing set up. I better get that done first. Alright. Actions. There's Gig. And let's see. I cannot find what I'm looking for here. Oh, there we go. There's Truth of Oceans. All right. That on there. And I want Shark Eye there. And Shark Eye 2 there. And let's see. Fathom is already on. I think that may be all I really use here. For now, anyways. Alright. Alright, we got that. Let's see if we can nab some of these things. Yep, this is my first time spearfishing here. Look for the big, fast ones. That's a medium one, I think. And I need my mouse pointer over here. Yeah, that's a medium speed one. That's not a... There we go. Yep, I was too slow on that one. That's a slow, average or medium speed big one. God, I don't like this. Cherry salmon. Level 70, that's the right one. There's one. Ooh, two at once. Nice. Lucky, lucky. And I hit that button. I know I did. Oh well. I've got some lag going on here too, it looks like. The fish are looking like they're kind of jerking around on the screen. Oh, missed it. Another. Turn on that Truth of Oceans so when it triggers, I'll see a special node pop up there. No, I don't want the level 65. I want the level 70 wherever it happens to be, somewhere over here. Yep, that's it. Here, fishy, fishy. There's another one. Begin to take shape. Almost, I think. Maybe just a few more. There it is, it popped. Alright. I can grab whatever else here and add it to my... Yeah, well. Alright, and then the Dafangshe, let's see. Dafangshe are going to be average size. I'm not sure what speeds. Okay, let's see here. Let's go grab that then. Go to the special spot. We'll just go for whatever average size ones happen to come through our field here. There's two. There we go, we got them. Can't use any others, so I'll grab whatever others ones I can get through here. They're all average size, it looks like, mostly. Yay, well thank God that's over with. Oh man. Oh, something I did offline was go ahead and I farmed for scripts to get my gatherer's gear. Haven't done it for crafters yet. I'll do that offline as well. So I'll have all my blue gear for level 70 for everybody going into Shadowbringers here. From the gleam in his eye and the grip on his trident, I gather Gov's got a good thing going on there. How fare you in your fishing efforts? Draw on the truth of oceans and hunt down those ichthyosaurs near the sunken junk. Yeah, I got 6 of them. I got twice as many as you wanted. Fine fishing, Anne. Yes, these are Dafangshe beyond a dram of a doubt. They made themselves manifest while you were engaging your eyes on other fish, you say. Curious component, indeed. Yes, and annoying and irritating, too. Any road, I'm relieved to report that Gov's spearfishing has also proved a spectacular success. With this, we should have enough to reel in the Kojin, figuratively speaking, and entice them to engage with the Isari anew. So let's carry our catch back to Isari and convince the villagers to let us carry on with the plan we've contrived. Here's hoping they're just as delighted with this development as we are. If I might trouble you with a trifling task, Anne, I'd ask you to go alone. After all, Isari's only just been freed from the fetters of the Empire, and its residents are surely only still acclimating themselves to the arrival of outsiders. For my part, I'll stay behind and see if I can't spear myself a few more Dafangshi for our Kojin friends. Though we have ourselves quite a haul already, the more the merrier, eh? Why don't you wander back to Isari and share our catch with that Jisho chap? You can journey to and join us in Tamamizu when you're through. Alright, maybe I'll... that is a far ways away. Let's just head back to Namai then. Get there from there. That does seem to feel... it feels a little bit closer. Pay attention where I'm going here. I would like nothing more than to revive the Wadatsumi festival, but the Kojin will never entertain our plea, not without an offering of Dafangshi at least. Well, here we go. We've got them. Why, these are Dafangshi. You went all the way to Yansha to catch these for us? I have no words, friend. You are far too kind, and a far more worthy fisherman than I, to think that I would live to see the day when Isari emerged from the shadow of the Empire to reclaim the glory of our past. I will round up the young ones. We must begin preparations for the festivities at once. In the meantime, pray deliver the Dafangshi to the Kojin in my stead, and with my fondest regards. This should go far toward reforging the bonds of friendship that our peoples once shared. And I'll just work over there. Welcome back, friend. Gov says you come bearing a gift from the village of Isari? Dare I hope that it is what I think it may be? Why, I've not seen a haul of Dafangshi like this in I know not how many years. It would be my honor to join you in reviving the festivities of old. There is, however, but one rub. I am ashamed to admit this, but I am somewhat younger than my appearances might suggest, and my knowledge of the Wadatsume is limited at best. All I ask for is time. Time to seek the wisdom of my elders and bring my brothers and sisters around to your cause. Worry not, there are many here in Tamamizu with fond memories of the olden days. Shh, if there is anything I can do to help, you need only speak the word. I will do anything to see the shooting stars, the Haritsuge, return to the seas as soon as possible. I too will do aught I am able to see that this festival is a smashing success. First things first, I'll head back to the guild and gather all the knowledge I can glean. Yes, I dare say that right on my desk sits a comprehensive compendium on fishing festivals from Eorzea to the Far East. There's bound to be something illuminating writ within. Then for my part, I'll head back home and see if Anselm has anything enlightening to share. Besides, he'd never forgive me if he found out we were having so much fun without him. Anne, why don't you head back home with Master Wawalago? And Gov, you seem to be on good terms with the Kojin. Why not help recruit more of them to the cause? Till we meet again, my friends. Okay, so yeah, back to Limsa. Back so briskly, are you? I'm happy to have your help, of course, but I dare say you're more than deserving of some rest and relaxation after all your toils and travails. What say you practice your piscatorial skills while I pry further into the particulars of this Watatsume festival? After all, when the time comes, you'll want to be ready to fish and fish as you've never fished before. Absolutely, and I will take the gathering, I guess. There we go. Now we can change into our level 70 gear. Awesome. Mastering the land. All right. Farewell and thanks for the fish. Oh there, Anne. How are you holding up? For my part, I'm happy to say that I've housed in my head a wide wealth of wisdom regarding this Watatsume festival. Excuse me. Are you ready to fish as if the future depended on it? Because... Yeah, something in the air here, I guess. Because if it's the future of the Haritsuge we're discussing, I dare say it most definitely does. And with Sisipu being sympathetic for once and sanctioning my sabbatical, there's nothing stopping me from journeying east to join the festivities. Now, if you'll pardon me, I do believe there's a certain lovely lass awaiting our arrival in Kugane. We've been waiting for you, friend. Master Wawalago's already gone on ahead to Isari. He couldn't quite contain his excitement, and just look what we have here. Anselm's joined us as well. Even with his terrible brother wreaking havoc back in the Holy See, he said he couldn't bear to miss it. Truly, the man's ardor for angling knows no bounds. Not that I'm one to talk, of course. Anyhow, we best not keep the guildmaster waiting any longer. Shall we be off to Isari then? Alright, so let's do this again. I assume we're all accounted for? Excellent. It's time we got the gaieties off the ground, as it were. Obviously, I'll be overseeing the operation. Our prize and prey is the giant plesiosaur, a massive monstrosity of a fish as fierce and ferocious as any you'll find. Go after one without a precise plan of attack, and you're like as not to get swallowed and spit out a skeleton. So it is that the fishermen of Isari have traditionally enlisted the trusty talents of the Kojin in a testament to the power of teamwork. Here's how it will happen. The Kojin will pursue the prey underwater, pressing them ever closer to the water's crest. From there, us landlubbers will lower our lures and hook them, hauling them to shore in one swift swoop. The consummate celebration of cooperation and camaraderie between beastman and beach dweller. This is the true essence of this time-honored tradition. Gov. Ukimono, join the Kojin beneath the billowing waves. When I give the signal, swim after the plesiosaurs and push them in close proximity to Ankoro. My friends and fellow fishers, when the stragglers stray near the surface, lower your lures and reel them in with reckless abandon. Okay. A moment, Anne, if you don't mightily mind. Speaking with all sincerity, I'm skeptical that even the most accomplished among us will be able to angle in even one of those primordial piscine predators. With the extraordinary exception of you, that is. Yes, if any of us has the aptitude and acumen to face this fearsome foe in the eye and emerge exultant, it's you. I'm counting on you, Anne, to prove Wawalago prescient and produce a healthy haul of those plesiosaurs. This will test your talents as a fisher as nothing before. Step forth and may the seas smile on you. We gotta catch 5 giant plesiosaurs. Alright. And we'll just go over to Ankoro. Oh, those are going to be triple bangers. Triple banger. Live shrimp or a bream lure. Or a metal spinner. The bream lure is what? It's a level 60. Oh, I buy that with scripts. How many scripts do I have? Let's see. Got 25. I could buy exactly one. So if my line breaks, then I'll lose it. Alright, we'll just go with the live shrimp for now, I guess. Metal spinner, that was one of them, I think. What else would that catch? Metal spinner. A hookfish, glass founder. Yeah, that'll catch several of them too. Alright, well, we can go with that, I guess, for now. We'll give it a try. We'll try for a little bit here, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this if I don't have to. This is as good a spot as any. And let's see if we have any luck here. that's not it. That's not it. Thing is, live shrimp really doesn't narrow it down, I think. Live shrimp would get us how many different ones here? Or maybe it would, actually. I could narrow it down to just a couple. Let's see, I need to pay attention to some of my skills here too. I want to use them. Surface slap prevents from hooking the same. Double hook, hooks 2 or more in a single cast. Do I have the skill that lets me grab the same one again? Oh no, that's level 79. Okay, I won't get that one until later. Well, let's give this one another try or two here. See if we can catch these fairly frequently or not. This might be it. It's taken a while. I bet it is. Alright, get ready. Let's get one. There it is. It's a huge one. Alright, well that's one. Let's see how lucky we get here. Oh, and I have some fish I need to desynthesize too. That is not it. But I will take them so I can desynthesize them for my culinary. Oh, you know what I should do? I should turn on Collector's Glove. I don't know if there's anything I can collect here though. I don't think there is. Ruby shrimp. But I'll go ahead and do it anyways. Who knows? If we get some stuff we can either reduce or turn in for collectibles, we'll do that. And I'm thinking there's probably nothing at this spot for that. Oh, okay, a hookfish. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. So there is one. All right, that is a collectible. And another one. Let's see, are those ethereal or reducible? Yeah. Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, we'll see if we can turn them in as collectibles. We'll get a few scripts from them, perhaps, if they are there. There's another. Please hook it. Yeah, don't lose them. Don't lose it. Awesome, awesome. Alright, that's two. Not doing too bad. We could just catch those fairly frequently. We'll be fine. Hey, another one right off the bat there. Yeah, I get this finished and finish up the fishing, and then we'll go become a reaper as our next step. And unless all of this takes an inordinately extreme amount of time, I'm planning on at least starting the Shadowbringers and getting to the first location there before we stop today. We'll at least get a little bit into the story. Yeah, give me another, please, please, don't lose it, don't lose it. Alright, well this isn't bad at all so far, knock on wood. Alright, come on, let's get this last one so we can get on with Shadowbringers. Alright, there we go. I'll be curious to see if I can at least get some scripts for those. Not sure, they might be just for some other turn-in. I'll figure out what those are for. See, I've got what, four slots left, so I don't want to catch too many more collectibles here without finishing this up first. Maybe, maybe. This could be it. There, please, please, please don't miss it. Don't miss it. Yes, yes. All right. Yeah, our last fish caught. Now we're ready to turn this one in. And we will have all of our crafters and gatherers finished through Stormblood. And as I mentioned earlier, I'll go ahead and get my crafters gear, the blue gear, level 70 blue gear, offline. And then they'll be all set for whenever we pick up the crafting in Shadowbringers sometime in the future, after we've gotten through the story there. The survival of the shooting stars depends on your success, friend. How fare you in the most formidable fishing challenge you faced? Yeah, Amplesiosaur. Fabulous fishing, friend. But good gods, the tales had it true. These things are more fiend than fish. But you have felled 5 of them nonetheless. Haha, now there's a hearty haul if ever I've eyed one. I dare say there's no doubt the deities of the deep are duly delighted with our deeds. Ah, swimming through the seas with reckless abandon. I've not had so much fun at a festival in years. I have but one question. When is the next one? Ha ha ha, that's the spirit, my shelled friend. By repeating the ritual on a regular basis, we can protect the seas from the over-proliferation of predators and see that smaller fish like the Haritsuge have a halcyon habit to call home. A halcyon habitat to call home. While it pleases me as much as any that the festival was a success and peace returns to the seas, I fear I see no sign of the shooting stars. Shh. Forgive me, Master Wawalago, but I would face the truth with mine own eyes. I see the Sahagin lad's as serious as ever. Why don't you dive into the depths with him, Anne? Regardless of what he sees, I reckon he'd appreciate it if you accompanied him. Sure, I can just go in with these clothes on, no problem. My clothes have next level moisture guard on them. It's no use. Even down in the depths, they are nowhere to be seen. Were we too late? Were all our best efforts all for naught? There they are. Behold, Anne, they have come. The shooting stars. They are still young. Yes, only hatchlings. But look at the sheer size, the sheer numbers of them. Yes, they will grow large and strong, and soon the seas will shine bright once more. The shooting stars have survived, and in numbers beyond my wildest dreams. And with the ranks of their predators culled, they are free to make the journey across the ruby sea. And yet, in time, the plesiosaurs will return and the shooting stars will once again be threatened with extinction. There must be something we can do. Fear not, my fretful fellow. We need only see to it that the festival is held frequently enough to keep the population of plesiosaurs carefully in check, as it was before the Garleans barged in and bungled everything up. Ahaha! I, for one, would be honored to partake in the festivities any time, both to reaffirm the bonds we share with our Isari friends and to ensure the survival of the Haratsuge, whose beauty I have now witnessed with my own eyes. Shh, you have my thanks, friend. You need only say the word, and I, my fellow Sahagin, will swim here to join you. I may not possess your spearfishing skills, Anne, but my passion to protect the shooting stars is second to none. I will do everything in my power to see that the legacy you have helped to create lives on. Man and beastman, united by an undying devotion to the denizens of the depths. Is that water in my eye, or am I welling up? In any event, we've effected a change on the oceans today, a change that will, in turn, come to have consequences for generations to come. But that's a story best not told sober. What say we send for some spirits and sample some of this sashimi that the East is famed for? I fear you're going to be facing more immediate consequences for your actions today, Wawalago. Sisapu, I'm well aware how you worry for me so, but you didn't have to sail straight across. Why the frightful frown on that fetching face of yours? Do you not remember my words the other day, Wawalago? I thought I made myself quite clear. I said that if you wanted to take a leave of absence to join your friends on some adventure, all you had to do was say the word. Then I hear nothing from you for days, and when I went to your usual perch in Fisherman's Bottom, do you have any idea how worried I was for you? Pardon? I swear that I said, or could it be that I was so absorbed with anticipation that I was remiss in apprising you of my intent to embark on this adventure? But Sisapu, my sweet, wasn't it you who always told me never to neglect one in need? Till next time, Anne. Get back here, I say, you good for nothing. Ah! Oh boy. Enhanced GP regeneration for fishing too. Okay. Here we go. Alright, well let me, boy, I've got some fish to dump here. Let's desynthesize all these things while we're thinking about it. Yeah, desynth the whole stack of those. Oh, I can't do anything for those. I gotta just dump those. They are not worth anything. Chocobo saddlebag. Put some of these in there. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that one. Alright. Back to Ul'dah. Go see if those can be turned in. They might be for Monago or something like that too. Yeah, don't look like they're for here. No, this wouldn't be that low level either. Alright, well, maybe I'll hold on to them for the moment. Go ahead and stick them in my Chocobo saddlebag then, after all. Alright, let's see, back to Dancer. And our last task is Dancer here. We will become a Reaper. You there, you're the fighting sort, yes? And by the looks of it, one of no mean skill. My employer is in desperate need of a woman of your talents, you see. He's been beset by threats from an unsavory group of thugs known as the Lemures. Their leader demands my master part with some of his considerable wealth, or, well, I'll just tell you they call her the Reaper, and leave the rest to your imagination. We don't intend to acquiesce to these churlish demands without a fight, and a stout arm by our side would go far to ensure our survival. Your arm, perhaps? In case the opportunity to perform a good deed isn't enticement enough, please be reminded that my master possesses considerable wealth. If you would aid us, come with haste to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange where we make our stand against these brutes. Okay. Ah, you! I know why you're here, and if you mean to lay a finger on my coin purse, you'll have to pry it from my cold, lifeless... Master Gigilio. She's a friend. This adventurer has agreed to help. We'll show the Reaper what their empty intimidations are worth. Ah, I see. My apologies, madam. Tensions have been high as of late, and I'm sure you can understand. For reasons that elude me, these Lemures have made my life a waking nightmare. Sight unseen, they have demanded I begin paying them for the luxury of my own life. Rumors abound of their origins. Some say they are the detritus of some barbaric nation. They flout our laws and threaten their betters with impunity. They're led by a dead-eyed killer who draws her scythe at the smallest slight. Refuse their payments of coin, and she takes her share of your lifeblood instead. Rubbish, I say. The Reaper is naught but a toothless bandit. Interesting theory you have there. Care to test it? Wow. You're the Reaper. Oh, you're a perceptive one, ain't you? Suppose that's how you came to be in possession of so many shiny things. And what do we have here? Hiring more help while our ledgers remain unbalanced? You wouldn't be trying to wiggle your way out of paying us for a job well done, would you? You've hired these lemures before? My, how do you keep the lies straight? You didn't tell your hired muscle here what great friends we were? So great, in fact, that you trusted none other than me and mine to put the scare into your competition. A job we were happy to do. You can't find your fortune in this fair city without stepping over a few bodies on the way, after all. But as flexible as our morals are, I'm afraid without the coin to bend them, we only have one recourse. Unless... one does wonder how you found yourself with a bodyguard of such uncommon mettle. Aye, not an ounce of fear in that gaze, and not a mote of puffed-up arrogance either. This last, my dear Gigilio, is the genuine article. I am? He has what we in the mercenary trade call the killer instinct. I thought I had the dancing instinct, but that's okay. How's this? For the sake of our long-standing friendship, I'll make it simple. Allow me to take this adventurer off your hands and the debt is forgiven. What? That's all? I believe this is what them in your trade call a bargain. As for you, adventurer, it seems you've been made a free agent, but if you're still inclined to put those instincts of yours to use, come and visit our headquarters in Pearl Lane. The door's open. And just around the corner, it looks like. The boss told me you'd be along. Coming in? Yes, I am. Boss, the guest of honor's arrived. Ah, the savior of Alamigo and Doma deigns to appear before me. Aye, I've heard all about you. It's hard not to in this line of work. The stories paint you as ferocity incarnate, a force of nature few have survived. Peace, friend. I've no desire to put the killer to the proof personally. I don't have a death wish. You can call me Drusilla. I'm a reaper, one of many, and the leader of this little family here. As to why I invited you into our home, there's a job I'd like you to take care of for me. Depends on the job. Now, don't you worry that virtuous heart of yours, eh? I wouldn't ask you to do so much as bend the law. This job is purely for the benefit of your fellow man. All you have to do is kill one for me, though perhaps kill ain't the right word, seeing as he's already dead. Huh? Don't look so surprised. I know you've seen the dead walk. This time you'd be up against a void scent, come here to unleash its singular brand of wickedness upon the world. It won't be an easy task. The evil driving this monster is black as the void and near as deep. Countless souls have succumbed to its hunger. Worthy prey for one inclined to heroics, don't you think? You can't face it as you are, though. Storied as your strength may be, I'll need to train you in techniques. Techniques that'll let you pierce the void and slaughter its kin. Keep talking. Don't see many Garleans in Ul'dah, do you? Let alone ones as savage as this. Save your startled gasps. I'm not out of surprises yet. Hold your hand out to the crystal here. If you're made of the stuff I think you are, then you're in for a treat. Ready? Go. That's it. I knew you had what it takes. This would be an avatar, a manifestation of your essence and the Stygian power of the void scent on the other side. A void scent to which, if you so choose, you will bind to yourself. You'll gain skills unlike anything you've ever known, skills that have allowed people like me to operate in the shadows and kill those that need killing since time immemorial. And your first assignment, should you walk this path, is to use the power of one void scent against another for the betterment of the realm. Your reward will be the wisdom of countless generations of Garlean assassins. But if siding with my kind makes your stomach... Oh, okay. The thought of having one foot in the void twist... Well, I can't read it. It's too fast. Alright. Whatever. If you don't like it, piss off, basically. However, if you've none of the aforementioned objections and you don't mind walking the knife's edge twixt life and death, then you'll have the tools to see your justice done, and done right, every time. This is the choice you must make, and soon. Every moment our quarry stalks the land is another opportunity for it to do harm. Oh, the music. That's like, what, the Turks music from Final Fantasy VII or something? I heard it somewhere. Somewhere in FF7, I think. See how we got with our armory chest. Oh, we need to make some room in our hands, it looks like. It could be. You know, I know I've heard it somewhere, but for some reason Final Fantasy VII was coming to mind. I know they incorporate some of the tunes we first heard in some of the older Final Fantasies in some places. Yeah. It could be Hildebrand, I don't know. I take it you've come to a decision, am I right? There'll be no turning away once you've chosen, mind you. You'll dance with death and return as its envoy, or you won't return at all. So, what'll it be? Let's see. I'm not much of a dancer, but I want the power to see my justice done. That's interesting. I will not suffer this void scent to threaten the innocent. I will dance. Well, I'm a dancer after all, so whatever. Very good. Then let's not waste time. Take up this crystal and attest to both worlds that you walk as a reaper. Bind yourself to the void and claim the strength that the weak of heart shun. Through the avatar at your side does the void scent bring its power to bear, feeding upon the souls of the fiends you cut down in return. Not a bad arrangement, huh? But I'm sure you tire of words. Here, the traditional weapon of our order. Let's see how it looks strapped to your back. There we go. We get all of our goodies here. Alright, and I do have enough armory slot spaces now. Yeah. Iron rivets. Oh really? Shade's Delight. Reaper Jazz. Huh. Interesting. Well, thanks for looking that up. Yeah, pretty sure I've heard it somewhere else in one of the other games, but oh well. Figure that out later. I need to actually equip my scythe. Well, thanks for giving me a high quality weapon. And thanks for making me naked too. Alright, here we go. There's all the goodies, and let's go ahead and make a new spot for Reaper. And we'll swap that one out with number 1. There we go. So that's at the top of my list now. And I'm going to have to mess with my skills here too. Alright, so soul gauge unlocked. Let's see. Soul gauge can be filled using weapon skills, defeating enemies afflicted with death's design. Sufficient souls stored in the gauge. You can execute actions. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, first of all, let's throw all these off of the hotbar here. Except for sprint there. Oh, I'll get bloodbath. Yeah. Alright, and you know what? I'm just going to throw away everything and put together my crossbar from scratch here. Get it set up enough where I can at least do this first quest and then get into Shadowbringers. Faint. Oh, got faint too. Okay. That's right. We are an up close and personal DPS for this job. Yeah, this is the first one actually. Yeah, I started off as Black Mage, so was a ranged magical DPS. Went to Red Mage, which again, basically a magical DPS. And then Dancer, which was basically a ranged DPS. And now this one's my first one, for this character anyways, up close and personal. Alright, let's see, let's get these actions set up. Let's start with the general here. Let's see, I had sprint and limit break here. And there. Add to my hotbar. We'll Put that one there. And then, oh yeah, my Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets. Number 7. Is all greens on the minus, and I think that'll do it for the top bar. Alright, let's work on, what about roll action? Second win, that's going to be on number 8. I think put that, I forget where I'm putting those. Let's put them down here under that one. Leg sweep. Well, that's my stun. Put that on number 1 there then. Bloodbath also. Maybe there, yeah. Faint. Let's recast now. I need to put those on my other bar, I think. Lowers physical damage dealt. These should go down on 8, I think. I'm gonna move Bloodbath here. Arm's length and tree. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Alright, now for slice, which is just a single target, we'll go there. Waxing slice, combo action, Shadow of Death, delivers an attack, next target. There, I think, harp. Deals unaspected damage. It's a cast, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Put that one there for now. Hell's Ingress. Oh, quickly dash forward. Okay. Hell's Egress. Backwards. Spinning Scythe. Ah, AoE. There we go. Infernal Slice. Combo from Waxing Slice. We'll go there. Whirl of Death is going to be for all nearby enemies. Okay. Oh, I sort of remember how I was going to do this, I think. Alright, yeah, I'm going to have to change how I set this stuff up later, I think. Arcane Crest. Oh, okay. Party buff. Or self-buff, I guess. Let's see. Barrier that nullifies damage. Nightmare Scythe is combo action. Bloodstalk summons my avatar to attack. Alright. Put that there for now. Grim Swath summons your avatar. Soul Slice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix these up later on, I think. Soul Scythe, let's see, all nearby. AoE. Gibbet, Gallows, deliver an attack with a potency of 400. On the flank. I'm starting to remember how I need to set these up a little bit. Alright, Gallows, let's see, that's enhanced Gallows, enhanced Gibbet. Yeah, these three. Yeah, that's AoE. Alright. Let's go back to 8 here. Yeah, Yeah, this is not what I want. Let's see here. Go. Actually, I'm going to move these over for now. Want that one here. That is from the side. This is from the rear. So for side, I'm going to put there. Guillotine is AoE and a comb before me. There. Alright, well that's good enough for now, I think. I'm going to go back and rearrange these later. I just want my basic single target and AoEs set up for now. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Kate Sith's theme. That's right. That's where I remember hearing it. Yeah. I think you're right, Lily. That makes sense to me. I do recall that, watching that Final Fantasy VII Kate Sith, whenever he comes on the scene, they play that song that I'm thinking of. The harvest begins. How do you find the weight of the scythe in your hands? Pleasant, I hope. Now that we have a bit more in common, it's time we became better acquainted. What's the name of our newest reaper? An adventurer. It says right above my head, right there, literally. And, doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but so it is with Eorzean names. With every new one I learn, one more is forgotten. Yours can replace Gigilio. After our little conversation, I think he'll give us a wide berth. Any road, we've more worthwhile concerns than shifty merchants, namely, getting you conversed well and proper in the tricks of our trade. And the best way to do that is through battle. One of the family is having trouble with a particularly vexing fiend and has sent word asking for assistance. He goes by the name of Arnagus, and he's stationed out near Cutter's Cry. Not much of a fighter, but he's got a keen mind for trade and can find a needle in a stack of needles if need be. We'd best hurry before he ends up at the bottom of some monster's gullet. Oh, I remember that one. This one's kind of a pain for me. Alright, so let's see. Let's go out there. Blackbrush Station. Maybe I'll remember enough to get closer. Boss, who's this? Are you sure we should be getting an outsider involved? Thank you for your concern, Arnagus, but it ain't needed. She has a personal contract with me, so consider her a mercenary in service to the family. Whatever you'd say in front of me, you can say in front of her. By your will, boss. A chimera has been making these sands a living hell for anyone who dares to wander into its territory, which would be us since our trade route cuts right through it. The men I've hired to carry my goods are scared to death, and I can't blame them. None of us are fit for monster hunting, so I sent for you. We'll see what we can do, Arnagus. Might want to find a rock to hide behind, though. Chimeras ain't known for being the most discriminating of beasts. Indeed. Time to put your new skills to good use, Anne. Alright, I've learned all I need to learn. Alright, let's see now. Gibbet, gallows. Guillotine. Got my bloodbath, arm's length, feint, true north. Whirl of death, shadow of death. Rplex. Okay, well, let's just see what happens. All right, ready, are we? Sure. What the heck? Let's get on with the hunt, eh? We'll need to draw out the Chimera with Myrmidon meat. Now, to accustom yourself to the Reaper's tools, harvest the souls of the fallen to call forth your avatar. Reapers can summon their avatar by filling their soul gauge. Oh, I need to change my screen too, probably. Soul gauge will fill when performing combos, starting with Slice or when using skills such as Soul Slice. The best Reapers fight in tandem with their avatars. Let's see how you do. Probably pretty poor, but let's get that soul gauge moved up here where I want it, and we'll just put the death gauge underneath here too. That'll do it for now. All right. Anywho, let's see here. No idea what I'm doing. All right. Move on to the fun bit. Your avatar will help you. Chimera won't be able to resist the smell of blood. Be sure to soak the sands in it. Okay. Use gibbet, use gallows, use guillotine. Okay. Gibbet, gallows, and guillotine. Well, let's try Myrmidon Marshal maybe. Let's see. Alright, let's see, do I need to, how much do I gotta do? Because I'm gonna have to take a look at my skills, I guess. Oh boy, there we go. That must be it. But I haven't used my other skills that I need to be using there. Alright, we gotta figure this out again, I guess. Alright, what do I gotta do here? I gotta get these to trigger somehow. There's an attack with a potency of 400. The action Bloodstalk changes to Unveiled Gallows while under the effect of Enhanced Gallows. While under the effect of Soul Reaver. Okay. Well, what gives me Soul Reaver here? There it is, that one. Bloodstalk grants me Soul Reaver. Okay, that's, yeah, I'm going to have to really change how I've got things here, it looks like. Put that down there for now. And then this one, let's see. That one also under the effect of Soul Reaver. This one also under Soul Reaver. Alright, so I've got to do that. Okie doke. Let's try it then. There we go. And that triggered it. Let's do it again. There we go. Got that done. I never know I've actually played this class before. It's been so long. Alright. Gotta remember what I've got to do here. Ooh, our target arrives. Finish this, and I'll let you keep its head. Cool. Alright. So long as your avatar is by your side. Alright, give it a feast to remember. Sure. Well, let's see if I can keep myself from getting killed here. There we go. Yeah, give it 5 yellows back. Yeah, I muddled through that one, at least. Now I'll have to spend some time to reacquaint myself with how I want to set up my crossbars for that one. Bloody impressive work, that, if you say so. I knew there was something about you, but truth be told, I didn't expect you to make such clean work of that chimera. I reckon even I might be hard-pressed to match that display. You know talent when you see it, boss, and with that, the ceruleum will flow once more. Among his many roles, Arnagus is a merchant of sorts. He sells ceruleum at a price that'd make those gill pinchers at Amagina & Sons balk, but still turns a pretty profit. We can barely keep up with demand despite the occasional beast or two butting into our affairs. All thanks to you, boss, and our countrymen up north, of course. Here's to getting back to business as usual. Ceruleum ain't easy to come by, as you well know. Amagina & Sons protects their monopoly with a gilded fist, but they've yet to force the Imperial stragglers up north out of the market. Now, before you go running off to the flames, let me assure you that this arrangement is entirely above board. Selling goods to Imperials is forbidden by law, but there's nary a word writ about buying from them. I know you Eorzeans like to call Garleans by all sorts of colorful names. Bastards, tyrants, invaders, and we've got all those and worse. But while many a foul deed has been committed for the glory of the Empire, we ain't megalomaniacs to a man, even amongst the purebloods. Those that serve don't always do so by choice. Could be argued we're all casualties of the great Machina's ambition. No small number of the Empire's troops would return home in a heartbeat if they could, but the world being what it is, most settle for sending their family what few coins they can afford to part with. Most Eorzeans wouldn't suffer a whit of color to complicate their black and white view, but if you're going to fight with us, you should learn the truth of our past. Long ago, long before the Empire, our forebears lived in Locus Amoenus, down in southern Ilsabard. With temperate climes and fertile earth the land provided. Many of us were but simple farmers, harvesting abundant crops with the selfsame scythes the reapers would eventually wield. But gifts are ever the object of envy. When not tilling the fields, our ancestors were forced to defend them. Every year they yielded a few more ilms, and some 800 years ago now, they were driven from Locus Amoenus completely. They fled north to the frozen region that would become Garlemald. Even there, they fought tooth and nail for the scant resources of that frigid land. From the fires of hardship were the first Magitech devices forged, and with innovation upon innovation, that humble group of farmers grew into an insatiable empire. But before that miraculous twist of fate, we were a dying breed, bereft not only of magic, but of hope itself. With no natural advantages to speak of, our mere survival was in question. From harsh necessity were the reapers born. We turned our tools to weapons and struck a bargain with the whispers in the dark. With the Void's power, we could strike at an army's beaten heart, slay their generals and throw the rank and file into disarray. Our way is to end battles before the sparks catch, to sacrifice the one for the many, to keep avaricious hands away from family, friends, and lovers. And now, this power belongs to you. Remember our story. Remember what drives a woman to turn to the void, and you'll not be led unto deeper temptations. Our work here is done. I'll see you back at headquarters. For your first outing, you did good. I think you've earned the right to know just who this lot you've thrown yourself in with is. You might have gathered this yourself, but the Lemures were formed to support those Garleans who are living in exile. Tain't easy to be far from home, let alone in a place where most would sooner gut you than offer a helping hand. Oft the only place to make a living is in the shadowy corners that lie outside the watchful gaze of the law. Now, I don't expect you to embrace us like brothers and sisters straight away, but know this, I do expect you to apply yourself to this job. Yes, Mom, I promise I will work hard. In the meantime, I'll be working with the family to ascertain the whereabouts of our prey. I expect that scythe to be like an extension of your own body when next we speak. All right. And even though I really wanted to get into the first city, I'm going to have to stop here. It took a while to get me this far. We'll get, at least we are in proper with the story. We started the quest. We just have to head off to Revenant's Toll and go to the dig site, and then we'll get underway with Shadowbringers and the next time we do this particular game, which will be on Saturday, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, this weekend we'll have full 2 days of streaming that we do for Shadowbringers, so that'll be good. Perfect timing. Oh, good. Well, it worked out well then. Can't believe we were fishing just an hour ago. But anyways, at least I'm glad I got all the crafting and the gathering settled now, so I can just focus now on doing the Shadowbringers story to the end. And then we'll do more crafting and gathering at that point. All right, well, listen, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you happen to be in the world today. And we'll look for you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.